base to 3 base, and against a player like Zero, you want to have some kind of an advantage in your favor, not just be on par. But shortly after that, he's going to be on 5 base versus 3 base, where he's going to be behind actually to Zero, which you know, I think Zero can pull off at this point. And yeah, Best, they're throwing up another Nexus, just kind of looking to keep at least the economic side of things at some kind of a par. Now Scourge getting picked off there as well. Whoa, a ton of Zealots pushing out here. Definitely not the right move. They're pushing out into four Lurkers, but the Zergling's doing a really nice job of creating that wall, not allowing the Lurkers to go down. And yeah, at this point, Zero doesn't even need to pick off the Observers. It'd probably be in his best interest to pick off the Observers. I mean, why not? Free pawn, like I was saying earlier. But he really doesn't need to if he uses those Zerglings as effectively as he is now. Storm not out in the field yet, so Best can't just storm the Lurkers and kill the Zerglings in the meantime. However, a drop here coming into the backfield on this new Nexus going up. I'm not sure if... I haven't seen... forgive me, but I haven't seen if either the Queen's Nest or the Hive has gone up just yet. Now, yeah, Best having to cancel all of those both of those cannons and the Nexus. Observer almost going down there. But yeah, that's going to set Best even farther behind on that economic game. Like I was saying, he put up that Nexus just to get on par economically with Zero, so now having to cancel that Nexus that was already so far into its development that it's going to really set Best quite far behind. And oh, a shuttle getting picked off there. I'm not quite sure what was in that shuttle. I could only imagine it was going to be for some kind of a storm drop or something like that. Possibly even DTs. I doubt Reavers, but either way, there was something very valuable in that shuttle. Maybe even just a probe to expand. But either way, it's going to set Best behind. And Best there just setting up some pylons, trying to get that psi count up. And oh, a nice storm. Not a nice storm, but not a nice dodge on the part of Zero. And Zero, yeah, definitely not having the crack upgrade there. That's what I was looking for on those Zerglings, was to see if the crack upgrade was up yet, because they haven't shown Zero's main in quite some time. So yeah, just those Zerglings doing even more damage. That one mineral patch being mined out, and Zero using absolutely everything to his advantage, slipping in there with those Zerglings. And now Best slipping out there with a single probe, going to try to take that Nexus yet again. I don't know how successful he's going to be, especially now that we have seen that drop has been upgraded. A lot of goons out in the field now to try to counter those Lurkers. However, the force for Zero just continuously growing and growing and growing. I don't doubt that that Zero, and a very cute maneuver there, putting a Lurker on the high ground there, and just now Best storming and goon blasting his way out of his front door, out of this contain. Cannons going up there, probably going to pick off that Overlord actually. But yeah, now having drained those storms, being forced to morph an Archon, and it looks like now is one of those times when that Observer wants to get picked off. Yeah, that Observer does get picked off. Unfortunately for Best, those 3 Lurkers that are still remaining are just going to be able to slice away and completely murder all those Zealots. Goons taking damage as well. Now that Observer is out, a new Observer is back, and providing vision on those Lurkers, and those Goons have cleaned up those Lurkers. So yeah, Zero now just has this massive army. I don't think he wants to show it just yet. Yeah, he wants to get the surround, and excuse me, on Best's entire army here, forcing it back. Unfortunately, Best finally breaks out, and you just see this massive Zerg swarm, just this disgusting swarm. Look how huge that army is. Tons of blood all over the ground, blue and red, just absolutely crazy madness, huge armies going down, and yeah, Zero just is going to completely build up this advantage. Defiler Mount coming up now as well, so Best needs to do harassment at this point in time. He needs to either harass or push out with this ball. Those are his 2 options, and this ball is just completely failing, excuse me, like an impotent old man, whereas ball just, oh god, completely fails. Why do I come up with these things? Another small drop here of Zergling's going to come in here. I'm not sure how Zero's seeing when this Nexus is coming up, but he seems to be dropping at the perfect times. And I do imagine that since that Hive has been up for so long, that Crack is upgraded. Yeah, Crack is upgraded. And another Pylon is going to go down for Best, setting him even farther behind. 100 minerals down the tubes, as well as for having to cancel that Nexus and cannons. So, yeah, and now having as well to reposition some of his troops. Pretty decent squad of Zealots coming across the field here. And another drop. Going to be spotted. Both players going for drops. It looks like Zeros is definitely going to be doing a lot more damage than Best's single shuttle here, though. Especially now that Best has spotted it. Lurkers, Lings, and I think one Hydralisk getting killed there, and another Hydralisk there in the backfield as well. So Lurkers in your base, killing your dudes. I don't think Best is going to be able to counter this other than, yeah, there it is with Storms. So Best really needs to do something here. He's going for this drop. He's got Zealots in the main base, actually doing a lot of damage there. I didn't think Zero would allow this to happen, but Best actually target firing down some drones and now just aiming for that spawning pool. I think he's actually going to be able to get it down too. 3 Zealots picking away here. Zergling coming in to reinforce. Are they going to be able to pick off this force? Oh, one last hit. The last hit on 3 Zealots. Perfect timing for Best. It's going to set it's going to set Zero a little bit behind in his production capabilities. New spawning pool going up now, and that 4th Zealot actually slipping around to that mineral-only base and picking off one extra drone there. So a very effective drop for Best. However, at this point in the late game, drops like that where you're picking off drones here and there, it's really not what you want to be doing because as the Zerg player, as any player really, you can just macro up those forces so quickly, and it's really only going to set you behind a maybe 10 seconds of mining time. Or whatever time it takes to produce the new drones. And finally, Best has broken out. However, getting some high Templars in the middle of the field picked off. Best now pushing up. Forces in his main base as well. He sacrificed that bottom left base. These 2 creep colonies not yet morphed into sunken colonies. Just going to provide a buffer for some time so that Zero can reproduce these troops, and a massive force coming in from behind. Zero is going to look to just laying down these Lurkers. These Lurkers are going to massacre these Zealots though. As well as these Storms, just so much splash damage going off. Now Swarm going off on the goons that were left in the backfield. Excellent troop positioning from Zero, I have to say. As well as Zero taking out some gateways and some pylons in the main base of Best. Just this massive pincer attack coming in here. A sunken colony as well, just to back up those forces, provide some extra damage as well as absorb a ton of damage. And yeah, so that attack force from Best just getting completely pincered, not taking down a single hatchery, which is what he really wanted to do. I'm not sure if he got many effective storms off on some of those mining drones, which in combination with the fact that Zero had to produce so many extra forces to kind of combat this attack and defend against it, I think might have been more effective, or way more effective actually. And now, yeah, Best just trying to push this home. He's going to see if I think though if he can't get this done, if he can't at least pick off that single hatchery that's sitting there in that natural position, just fail storms going off over his own Zealots. Now highly damaged, and GG, yeah, they're coming from Best. Just not getting it done. He really needed to push that ball into... Oh, God, I thought of something else there that I'm not going to bring up, but he needed to push that ball into Zero's... into Zero's base. I will say into Zero's base rather than into his face to end the game. I didn't mean for it to come out like that, but anyways, yeah, he really needed to push that home, and he just couldn't get it done, so... Quanro, Free, all these players, MVP, not getting a high five because he lost his game. A little high five. So, nice win from Zero. Really love this guy. Love watching him play, and I'm not sure what that says. But, anyways, GG. See you guys in set 3.
하겠습니다. 웅진 스타트 공식 홈페이지에 오셔서 세레머니를 신청해 주세요. 저희의 사랑을 온몸으로 표현해드리겠습니다.
자, 어떻게 표현해줄까요? 온몸으로.
팬 여러분
자.
사랑합니다.
자, 액션 한번 나와줘야죠. 그렇죠.
네, 아, 예.